today we are building a toilet, specifically a composting toilet. I have all the things here that we are going to use to do that, including this plywood, and I'm just going to go through and show you what we're using. This composting toilet is a great option if you are a van lifer or someone, an off-grid person, and you need a toilet fast. So this is basically going to be the equivalent of a Nature's Head toilet, minus the fact that a Nature's Head toilet you just buy and set it up at the end. But this is going to be pretty simple. I've done a lot of research, and this is the best situation when you don't want to deal with the smell of a composting toilet. I was gonna say it was the cheapest. It is the cheapest if you want to have like a fan taking the scent out and having a really nice system. It is not the cheapest. Obviously you could get a bucket and just use that as your toilet with some composting material. But yeah, I bought all of this for a little under $200, and the wood is actually left over from another project. The first thing that I purchased was a Johnny Compost toilet kit on Etsy. I will link that. And this is it right here. So I'm just going to go through it and show you what all is in here. It comes with a bunch of papers. These are just kind of informational things about different parts. We've got some gaskets. We have our urine diverter. So I have the XL kit. I believe it was $120. So it's like the deluxe kit. It's got everything you need, and this is the extra large urine diverter. They have one that's smaller than that. We have the parts for if you are going to vent your toilet either out the ceiling of your house or your van, or we're going to actually do ours on the floor. So those are the parts for that. We've got this tube. It's to connect the diverter into the urine bottle. We've got, this is the little fan that vents it. And we've got this hose. That's also for the venting. And this is what hooks on to the diverter to hook this hose on, and that's what all the scent is pulled out of. So that's what comes in the kit. And then you need a 5-gallon bucket. I purchased this Nature's Head urine bottle because it's the best space using urine bottle. Like there's some that are, you know, I've seen people use shorter ones. This is just like a great, fits right up against the 5-gallon bucket. Great use of space, and it has a lid, which we want. I will also link where I got that. And then we also need our toilet seat. So we have our brand new toilet seat, and of course the plywood. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some measurements and figure out what size I'm going to make everything, and I'm basically just going to build a box out of plywood. wood back here. This would be a closed in box, like the box would just have been built this long. But this is what I came up with, just to use the wood that I already had and had already cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on this lid, and I'm gonna get some hinges on here and secure this piece of wood, and then we're going to measure and cut the hole, and then that will allow us to install the toilet seat. So dark outside, but I want to get the toilet seat installed before I call it quits for the day. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already drawn the circle. I just put the toilet seat right on here, right exactly where I wanted it. It's going to hang off a little bit, but it'll be fine. You'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this hole. As you can see, I have traced that shape on the inside of where I want the bucket, where I want the urine diverter to be. So this is my front, and this is on the back. I mean, obviously that can go on any side, but I just made sure that the sides of the handle are in the middle, and that this is on a different side, rather than cutting a hole where the handle attaches. So let's cut that. So the hole is cut, and then this would slide right onto the bucket. That's what the inside looks like. Just making sure that this fits in there, and it does fit. Alright, so this is how it's fitting. I'm going to go in down here. Obviously I'm gonna vacuum all the sawdust out, but I'm going to put some pieces of wood strapped, nailed down to the bottom, but so that this bottle can't move and so the bucket can't move, I'll put some over on this side. Alright, I have built a second door. Let me show you. Here we go. That is actually the toilet. I just used a bunch of scrap wood, so we're gonna need to sand it and paint it. We probably won't do that for a while. But now I'm gonna go ahead, now that everything is done except for the vent, we're gonna go ahead and install the toilet seat, and then we will have a usable toilet. The vent is just to make the experience less stinky. So we will install that, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this toilet, the toilet seat installed so that we have a working toilet if we go out to the land and we need it. So this is our coconut coir that I have tried to dry out. It's not super dry, which is fine. I just didn't want it to, like, you squeeze it and there's just water coming out of it, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in this cereal container. All of this is obviously not going to fit in here, so I'm going to continue to let the rest of it dry out, and then we'll put it in a bag where it can be stored as excess. All right, the toilet is installed. Obviously, it looks kind of like an eyesore compared to our pretty cabinet, but we usually keep this door closed when getting in and out, so we still have a good amount of space. But yeah, this is the toilet, this is our lid. It kind of just finagles up here, and that actually holds it open. If it becomes a problem, we'll add kind of like hook and eye up here. We decided not to install the fan and the vent at this very moment because we are in crunch time for moving out of our house. So we're going to wait to do that until we are moved and have more time to spend, you know, thinking about where we want to cut the hole in our van, because you do have to cut a hole in order to vent the toilet outside. Whenever we do that, I'll definitely do a video update, but for now the toilet is usable. We will definitely just be emptying the urine out probably every day. Since we aren't living in the van and we're just using this toilet while we're on the land, we will only be using it like a day at a time, so it won't be that big of a deal at the end of the day before we come back to Nashville to just empty it out on the land. Not a big deal. It's just like using the bathroom in the woods. Okay, so let's do a quick walkthrough of how the composting toilet works. First of all, it doubles as a bench or a side table. So when you open the toilet, there's this cubby, and that's where all this stuff is gonna go. Actually, these bags will go under here. I'll show you in a second, because this is what we will line the 5-gallon bucket with. And when we are ready to get rid of it, you'll just take this out. And these are compostable. I don't know how well they are compostable. We already had these from our van trip last year, so we're definitely going to just use those because we have them. And then we have our bottle. This is mostly like filled with this much water, this much vinegar. And so you will use this to spray the inside of the urine diverter after you have gone to the bathroom. So we will put this in here. We've got our cereal container of coconut coir, so we're going to put that down in here as well. It's definitely a tight fit. And then we have our toilet paper. So this is what is in here. So it's definitely a tight fit, but everything does fit, and you'll just you'll remove this. You know what I'm gonna need to do? I'm gonna need to put like a handle on here so you can just pull this out, because it's just such tight quarters. But basically you pull this out, just sprinkle this in the bucket after you have used that side, and put it back in here. Spray this into the urine diverter, your toilet paper, and then we will open this, and that is where I have put the trash liners. So you'll only need those trash bags when you go to change out the 5-gallon bucket. That's why it's in this section. When you pee, it goes into here and it diverts the urine into a different container, which is this container that says urine bottle on it. And back here is where you poop, and we will have a liner in here when we actually are going to use the toilet. Right now this has never been used, so you can see there's sawdust everywhere still, never been used. And then, you know, everything closes. So if you have any questions about why we made this toilet or how it works or anything like that, just leave it in the question box below. And like I said, I will do an update whenever we do install the rest of the kit that I purchased. If you're interested in more off-grid things like this, just give this video a like and follow along on our channel. We'd love to have you subscribe. We do have many projects in our future because we are moving on to raw land, and if you want more information about how that all came to be, we have a video of that already on our YouTube channel that you can go look up. I think it's called We Bought Land. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a great day.